Thank you, and welcome to Plymouth. We are very excited to showcase Smiths Medical this morning, one of the great med tech companies located here. We are proud that Smiths Medical has brought its important life-saving work to our city. As we begin today, I want to acknowledge our partners in this year's State of the City. Of course, Smiths Medical, which has graciously opened its doors to the community. Thank you to Megan Cushing, Evan Miller, and Beth Loudon for working with our city staff to organize today's event. Finally, I want to thank the Twin West Chamber for partnering with us to bring this annual update to our community. I'd like to introduce the City Council members that are here with us today on their phones. Just kidding. I know they're tweeting this. They're great at social media, and I love that they promote this. Councilmember Jeff Washy, representing Ward 2. Councilmember Judy Johnson, Ward 1. Councilmember Jim Prom, Ward 4. Councilmember Jim Davis, Ward 3. Did I get everybody? Okay. And I also want to acknowledge our staff that's here today, and I'm going to make the city staff all stand up. See, do you see the hesitation I get? Because and I'll tell you a story about that. And our staff does a great job. They make me look great, they make our council look great, and most of all, they make our city look great. I can't tell you how thankful I am and grateful to work with such a great group of people. And I was thinking about that last night. How could I explain their role in what they do? And I was thinking about it, and I think the best analogy I could come up with is, say that I found a credit card on the street, and this actually happened. I did find a credit card on the street. I would take that credit card and I would get it back to the owner, right? But before I did that, I would first call the Sun Sailor, tell them that they should do a story about it. I'd contact CCX Media because we would do a reenactment of me picking up the credit card. We might even, make it a little more dramatic. Then we'd get Plymouth Magazine to cover the story of me finding the credit card and returning it. And then, of course, we'd do a press release, and we'd contact KSTP, and Jay Coles would come out and do this hard-hitting story, and then it would be bumped because a bigger story would come up later in the day. And I would tweet all of this throughout. And then when I returned the credit card to its rightful owner, I would have our SWAT team come with me and maybe some police vehicles flashing the lights, because you never know what kind of person would lose their credit card, right? So that's how a politician would do their job. Our staff would pick up that card and return it quietly and anonymously to the person that lost it. So that's kind of the way we operate. So they are very quiet in the way that they go about doing their business and representing our city. So I really want to thank them for all of the hard work that they do. I especially want to call out Helen Lefebvre, who's sitting in the back. Give us a wave, Helen. She really organized this event and made this all possible. She did a great job, and I know she was stressing about it and dreaming about it even, I've heard. So thank you very much, Helen, for all of your work. I want to also acknowledge Katie Rodriguez from the Met Council. Where were you, Katie? There she is, right here. She's joining us today. And I think we have Cheryl Polzine from the Wayzata Schools as well. There she is, back there. Did I miss any other elected or appointed officials? I hope I got them all. Okay. So let's get down to business now. First, I want to highlight some business news, and then I'll update you on a handful of city projects and share some financial data that illustrates how Plymouth compares to other cities. As mayor, one of my roles is to share information about the city, so I thought it would be fun to go out into the community and see how much of that information actually sticks. So this year, I did a little test with a few of our local business owners and managers to see exactly what they know about Plymouth. We called it Mayor at Large, and a couple of those business owners are here today, and so you will see them in this video as we watch it. Hi, I'm here at Plymouth City Hall in the heart of Plymouth. I'm not only going to be the mayor today, I'm going to be the mayor at large. I'm heading out to some local businesses and I'm going to talk to business owners. I'm going to ask them some really fun trivia questions about people, places, and history in Plymouth. Now these are questions that they should know the answer to because I talk about these things all the time in Plymouth because I'm so proud of Plymouth, always promoting Plymouth. So we're going to see how much they retain and how much they know about Plymouth. I'm also going to throw a few curveballs at them too. So I hope you enjoy this and have fun with us. Hi, I'm here with Troy Redding, one of the owners of Rock Elm Tavern, a truly local gem in the restaurant community. I'm here with Mr. Bakken with Abode & Co. I'm here with Gordy Engel, owner of the Foursome Clothing Store in Plymouth. And I'm with Josh. He is the manager at the Letterman Sports Store right here in Plymouth. Thanks, Josh, for letting us come in and ask you a few questions about Plymouth. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I am.
Okay, you're gonna know these, right?
I hope so.
Okay, since you are the manager here, you know everything there is to know about Plymouth, right?
Of course I do.
Okay, good, good. So you get to answer some questions about Plymouth. So how many people live in the city of Plymouth?
Oh my gosh.
More than 3.
Probably about 80,000.
40,000.
About 70,000.
Wow, very good. We have a little more than that, about 75,000. We let some people move in last night.
Oh, did you?
How many people do you think work in the city of Plymouth?
I should know this.
I'm gonna go
I think it's
30,000?
More.
All right.
Are you counting your employees? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
40,000.
60,000?
Not correct.
No.
I'm sorry.
55,000.
That is really good. 53,000.
All right.
Very close, very close. Which of the following is true? A, Plymouth was originally named Plymouth Prairie from 1855 to 1877. B, there's a small piece of Plymouth Rock at Plymouth City Hall. Or C, actor Tim Allen once filmed a comedy in Plymouth.
I want to say B. There's a piece of Plymouth Rock.
B.
I have no clue.
I wish. We need to get a piece of Plymouth Rock. Actually, if you recognize the background there, that is the Waterford office building right here in Plymouth at 169 and 55.
No way.
Yes,
Really?
Joe Somebody was filmed right here in Plymouth. That's our claim to fame. One of our many claims to fame here in Plymouth. Troy, I don't need to tell you that Plymouth has its own magazine, because why?
Well, I've been in it.
There you go. You have been in our magazine. I'm going to ask you which of these magazine covers you think is the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a problem.
First of all, oh, where'd this come from? We have the mayor and Tucker. That's me with my dog, who you know Tucker. The next one, oh, it's me again. Okay. Or, oh boy, we have another one of the mayor. So, which of the 3 magazine covers with me featured prominently on them do you prefer?
It's really a hard choice.
I'm going to pick this one since you run by our restaurant.
I like the Mayor and Tucker. That's the one I like the best.
The Mayor and Tucker. Okay, that's one of my favorites too. Thank you very much for picking out a great magazine. We'll have to get one of you.
Yes, because I haven't made the cover yet.
Oh. Well, thank you very much for participating in our Plymouth trivia. I am impressed with your knowledge of Plymouth. You must really study up on Plymouth. You did a great job.
Thanks, Mayor Kelli.
I sure did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you for all you do for Plymouth, and we're so thankful to be here.
Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
And thanks for wearing flats today.
Well, I didn't today, Troy. Do you want to come up next to me now? Thanks to Troy and Gordy back there as well for being great sports and participating in that. We appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it? It was. Yeah. And also I want to thank our friends at Abode & Co. and Letterman Sports for taking the time to visit with me. It was great getting out in the field for the video, but we also have been doing some serious work with our businesses. We're almost 2 years into Plymouth's Economic Development Initiative. Economic Development Manager Jeanette Parr, give us a wave, Jeanette, where'd you go? There you are. Has gotten off to a quick start. She has spearheaded our business outreach, focusing on business recruitment, retention, and redevelopment. We have also been working on telling our city's story. We want those in the private sector to understand what sets Plymouth apart and what we offer in terms of amenities, location, and vibrancy. Here's a short video that highlights some of those assets.
There's a success story in the West Metro, and you can help write the next chapter. Plymouth, Minnesota. Its vibrant business community has been made on merit galvanized by growth. Plymouth cultivates a business-friendly environment. We get it. With one of the lowest tax rates in the state, we understand what the industry needs. We know that location drives success. Plymouth is 12 miles west of Minneapolis, crossed and bordered by major highways and an easy drive from the Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport. Your business will benefit from big city amenities in a well-planned, highly regarded community. These qualities have steadily advanced Plymouth's medical device and health-related sectors. As this industry has deepened its roots, a comprehensive network of medtech support companies has emerged. Plymouth is a medtech leader in Minnesota, a state that is at the forefront of the industry worldwide. Manufacturing companies have also built a strong base here. Startup entrepreneurs to medium and large-sized companies thrive with Plymouth's skilled workforce and accessible distribution channels. Home to a growing, highly educated population, Plymouth is nationally recognized for its outstanding quality of life. Residents enjoy safe neighborhoods, excellent schools, award-winning parks and trails, neighborhood commercial centers, and diverse housing. Commuters have options too. Public transit through Plymouth Metrolink provides an express route between downtown Minneapolis and Plymouth. Shuttles also travel to major employment centers in the city. A low tax rate, great location, and robust transportation system. It's all about supporting business. Our team is committed to helping you find the right location, set up shop, and grow. We're Plymouth proud. You will be too. Proud of who we are, a thriving business community with exceptional quality of life. In Plymouth, we add value to business and create a culture primed for economic growth. Be part of our success story. Become Plymouth proud.
So as the video showed, our city's private sector remains strong. Plymouth is home to more than 53,000 jobs. Our largest job sector is manufacturing, which accounts for more than 10,000 jobs. Plymouth has the state's fourth largest economy as measured by the Minnesota Department of Revenue when looking at gross business sales. Plymouth's economy is larger than Rochester's and Duluth's, and other than Minneapolis and St. Paul, we are the only city in the top 10 that does not have a major shopping mall. Much to my dismay, I'll throw out there. So only Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Bloomington have more gross business sales. That gives you a big picture of Plymouth's economy. Now let's turn to some more specific business news. The biggest economic development story of this past year has been the progress we have seen on plans for redevelopment of the Four Seasons Mall. The nearly 40-year-old strip mall located on a highly visible site at Highway 169 and Rockford Road has long stood vacant. The area has posed a number of challenges to builders interested in transforming the aging property into new uses. The challenges include parking, traffic flow, and soil conditions. Despite those challenges, last year brought the first potential high development proposal for the site since the property was offered for sale by Walmart in 2015. And this year we're excited to see work begin on a redevelopment project that will completely transform the site. The project, called Agora, which means gathering space, is a mixed-use, multi-tenant development that utilizes all 17 acres on the site. The proposal includes exciting and needed elements for the area. The developer, Rock Hill Management, envisions a site that includes 2 hotels, senior housing, restaurants, commercial uses, both retail and office space, and a parking ramp available for transit park and ride. The plan features a vibrant development that reinvigorates commercial use in the area. It reflects great use of the space, and we feel it will be a strong asset to the community. The developer is also working to create a unique stormwater system that benefits not just the site, but boosts water quality in the surrounding area. Rock Hill Management intends to start work this spring, and construction is slated to last through the summer of 2018. The Agora project is not the only business news in Plymouth. We have been busy celebrating grand openings, expansions, and more. In November, we were delighted to join Cargill as it celebrated the grand opening of its Consolidated Research and Development Facility in Plymouth. We were particularly happy since it came on the heels of another major investment, the 2014 expansion of the Cargill Food Innovation Center, also in Plymouth. The R&D Center was a significant undertaking that involved relocating labs, equipment, and 200 employees. We are proud that our community will have a role in Cargill's continued worldwide success. Over the past year, MedTech has continued to grow in Plymouth. This time last year, we discussed Miss Medical's move to Plymouth. The move became official last March when city and state officials joined in a ribbon cutting celebrating the company's relocation of its headquarters and more than 850 jobs to our city. Last summer, we saw Intellis Medical, another MedTech company, expand its presence here. Since moving to Plymouth in 2011, Intellis has doubled its footprint in our community. Likewise, a MedTech support company, Pelican Biothermal, celebrated the expansion of its Plymouth location in January. The project gave Pelican about 25% more space, increased efficiency, and room for job growth. In addition to MedTech, we have seen a steady stream of other business opening celebrations. If you have seen the social media posts we've shared about local business news, you may have noticed that they feature Plymouth Proud. The City of Plymouth continues to encourage adoption of the Plymouth Proud brand. The campaign is simple. The city uses the Plymouth Proud logo and hashtag on its business-related social media posts, and we encourage businesses of any size to do the same. We also have window clings available for businesses to display. If you'd like a window cling, contact Annette Parr or grab one in the area where we have handouts today, back at the table there. Because there is far too much business news to cover, here are a few clips from CCX News, formerly known as Channel 12, that focus on a handful of local companies.
It's a move nearly 2 years in the making, but today one of Minnesota's largest medical device manufacturers opened in Plymouth.
In this week's Business Matters, a look at why Smith's Medical relocated its global headquarters. After years of vacancy and blight, a Plymouth strip mall is on track to get a major overhaul. David Bakken's new Plymouth lifestyle store, Abode & Co., is the kind of local independent shop where you can pick up a gift or get inspired with ideas for a room makeover.
Well, this next story is one of growth, business growth.
A Plymouth-based energy management company is growing rapidly, thanks in large part to the proliferation of LED lighting. In this week's Business Matters, a look at the impact of this lighting revolution. Thanks to Wayzata Youth Hockey and the City of Plymouth, the USA Hockey National Tournament is coming to the Plymouth Ice Center. As Eric Nelson found out, this is a huge deal that will have a positive impact on the city. There's plenty of color in another new Plymouth business. Emser Tile is celebrating its grand opening just in time for the spring home building and remodeling season. Come January, it will be St. Cloud State in Plymouth, just off Highway 169 and Rockford Road, that will offer graduate programs to a growing number of students.
You know, it was a day of celebration for Monteris Medical. Monteris opened a new 17,000 square foot facility in Plymouth, roughly 2 miles from its previous headquarters in the same city. Plymouth officials are thrilled about this news.
Well, if you order deep-fried cheese curds at St. Paul Saints or Minnesota Wild Games, you might not realize it's a Plymouth company behind the stringy goodness.
In this week's Business Matters, Curd Town is winning over fans in Minnesota while also introducing cheese curds to audiences across the country.
A manufacturer in Plymouth is planning a major expansion. Daikin Applied plans to add on to its 12-acre campus with new testing facilities and a new training center. The expansion would add enough space for 90 additional employees. Daikin makes heating and air conditioning systems for customers around the world.
So, as we focus on economic development outreach, we are not forgetting our small and mid-sized businesses. We continue to work with them through our Open to Business program, which offers consultation and business loans to prospective or current small business owners. Additionally, the program's one-on-one counseling assists local entrepreneurs and existing business owners with business plan development, marketing, finance, and more. A final piece of economic development news relates to the Plymouth Ice Center. 2 recent announcements gave hockey enthusiasts and local businesses something to cheer. The Plymouth Ice Center was selected as the site for 2 national hockey tournaments. In November 2017, Pick will host the USA Hockey Sled Tournament presented by the NHL and the Minnesota Wild. That will be followed in the spring of 2018 by the USA Hockey National High School Tournament. These hockey tournaments will not only put Pick on the national stage, but each is expected to fill about 900 hotel rooms and result in significant spending on transportation, food, lodging, gear, and entertainment in our local economy. Turning to residential development, home building continues to be brisk. Plymouth issued 301 residential permits in 2016. Of those, 290 were for single-family homes and 11 were for townhomes. Builders and developers are continuing to plat and extend water and sewer to additional lots, which will allow residential development to continue at a healthy pace. We expect that the residential community will build out in about 7 to 9 years, assuming a steady 215 units are built per year. Of course, that does depend on economic conditions. Many things are drawing people to Plymouth, including our highly regarded schools and our stellar parks and trails. As our population grows, so does demand for police and fire services. Over the past few years, the city has budgeted to boost public safety staffing levels. The 2017 budget includes the addition of 6 full-time firefighters, which will allow us to step up staffing at our fire stations. This year, we will more than double our duty crew coverage. This additional staff will help decrease response times. We have also been working on the police side to bolster service. New police officer positions are included in the budget, 2 each year from 2016 to 2018. Additionally, we are revamping our patrol districts, transitioning from 4 to 5. Last year at the State of the City address, road projects were top of mind. Here's a quick update about some of our major projects. For the last few years, I've been discussing a trio of local road projects in Northwest Plymouth, Peony, Cheshire, and Vicksburg lanes. I'm pleased to report that all 3 are now complete. We wrapped up the final project last fall when we opened the northern portion of Vicksburg Lane. The project included a bridge over the Canadian Pacific Railroad tracks, which was paid for with $4.2 million in state bonding funds. This was the first time Plymouth received state bonding money and resulted in a project that greatly improved public safety and relieved traffic congestion. As we put these projects in our rearview mirror, I also want to thank motorists and residents for their patience. As you are likely aware, MnDOT's project on I-494, which added a permanent 3rd lane between Highway 55 and the Fish Lake interchange, is complete. The project has been a high priority for our community for 2 decades, and we're thrilled that it's finished. The 494 project has improved public safety, business productivity, and the quality of life for all who use the corridor. Thanks to all for their patience as this project unfolded, and to those at MnDOT, the Met Council, and our state legislative delegation who helped us to push this project forward. Looking ahead to this construction season, we will see work on County Road 24 between Olive and Jewel lanes. The project will improve traffic flow, safety, and route continuity. Major improvements will include adding a lane in each direction and a continuous center left turn lane. In addition, a trail will be installed along the south side of the road. Construction is expected to begin this spring and will be complete by the end of this construction season. Looking ahead, the city is advocating for enhancements to Hennepin County's Rockford Road Bridge that passes over I-494. This area is frequently congested and has been the site of numerous crashes. In conjunction with Hennepin County, we are seeking grant funding from the state to allow the county to make safety improvements on this heavily used bridge. Before I highlight park projects, I want to talk about our efforts to bring major acts to the Hildy Performance Center and build Plymouth's reputation as a great place for music. For 45 years, Plymouth has been home to Music in Plymouth, a free outdoor concert featuring the Minnesota Orchestra. It draws thousands of people to the Hildy Performance Center each year. What is lesser known is that for the last few years, we have been working to raise the profile of the Hildy by partnering with Sue McLean and Associates, which developed the Minnesota Zoo Concert Series. SMA has brought several paid concerts to Plymouth as part of its Live at the Hildy concerts. Last year, Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Cheap Trick graced the Hildy stage. Other acts, including Big Head Todd and the Monsters and the Gear Daddies, have also played at the Hildy. This year, one of my favorite bands, the Goo Goo Dolls, will perform July 29th. A second Live at the Hildy concert is slated for later this summer, but the act hasn't been announced yet. I encourage you to check out these concerts and stay tuned for another concert announcement coming soon. Now let's talk about parks. For nearly 2 decades, Plymouth has been working towards its vision of the Northwest Greenway, a more than 350-acre reserve of land with a looping paved trail allowing access for walkers and bikers. The Greenway will also provide a corridor for wildlife and beautiful scenery for users. The city has patiently been working to acquire land for this project. The City Council recently approved the purchase of one of the 2 final pieces of land needed for the Greenway. This map shows where the Greenway is located. It will run from the area near Wayzata High School on the west to Lake Camelot on the east. During the past 2 construction seasons, we have made good progress on the Greenway. We began construction on the east section of the trail in 2015 and progressed west in 2016. Last year's construction included completion of a pedestrian bridge over Vicksburg Lane. Later this year, we plan to add signage to the bridge, which will be similar to that shown in this rendering. At the end of the construction season, the Greenway should be about 2/3 complete, allowing trail users to travel from Schmidt Lake Road to Legacy Greenway Park. The Plymouth Ice Center has long been a leading arena in the region, drawing more than 500,000 visitors each year. However, as we look towards the future, critical upgrades are needed to keep PIC competitive and operating in the black. This year, we will complete improvements totaling approximately $2.2 million. A major component of the upgrades is to resize the main rink from Olympic to professional size, which has higher rental demand. The refrigeration system will be converted from R22 Freon to a more environmentally friendly coolant that will boost energy efficiency. This project is expected to save roughly 30% in energy costs and pay for itself within a decade. To help offset the cost of the upgrades, the Wayzata Youth Hockey Association has contributed $150,000 and the city received a $100,000 Mighty Ducks grant from the state. Work is set to begin in May and wrap up in October. Another major project that the city plans to begin this year is the renovation of East Medicine Lake Park, which has not been updated since the 1980s. This year, work on the 2-year project would include replacing an old beach house with a new picnic shelter and pavilion, which will be available for rental. Next year, we will replace the playground. Once updated, we expect this will become a destination park given its proximity to regional trails as well as the lake. Expansion of the Plymouth Maintenance Facility is nearly complete. The site houses all equipment, vehicles, and staff needed to maintain roads, parks, trails, and the water and sanitary sewer system, as well as the city fleet. The last time the facility was expanded was in 1990, when Plymouth had considerably less infrastructure to maintain. This $10 million expansion will make operations more efficient and provide better protection for the millions of dollars in equipment and vehicles stored there. Thanks to prudent financial planning, we are able to use reserves to cover major capital projects. In fact, between this expansion and the Peony and Vicksburg Lane projects, the city invested $40 million in infrastructure without incurring debt or increasing property taxes. The City of Plymouth began updating its comprehensive plan last year, the city's long-range vision for guiding growth, development, and change over a 20-year period. The update is mandated by the Metropolitan Council, a regional planning agency. The update is continuing this year as we focus on transportation, sanitary sewer, water, and parks. An open house to gain public feedback will be held this fall. The plan will be submitted to the Met Council late next year. Next, I want to highlight our volunteer program. The City of Plymouth's volunteer program is second to none based on longevity and contributions volunteers make to our city. Volunteers bring energy, talent, and commitment to the work they handle for us. They help the city do more with its available resources. Both individuals and businesses volunteer with the city. Our volunteer coordinator regularly works with companies that want to give back to the community through a group volunteer project. In 2016, more than 2,900 people volunteered with the city, contributing more than 39,000 hours. Both are new records in our 20-plus year volunteer program. Last year's volunteer efforts represented more than $921,000 of in-kind contributions. We know Plymouth leads in volunteering, but we also regularly look at how we compare to peer cities in other ways. As the provider of public infrastructure like streets, trails, parks, water and sewer, as well as services such as police and fire, street maintenance and snow plowing, Plymouth works hard to provide a good value to both businesses and residents. The City of Plymouth receives 10% of each commercial industrial tax dollar. The remainder goes to the state, fiscal disparities, school districts, and the county. Plymouth only collects 22 cents of every residential tax dollar. The rest goes to Hennepin County, the schools, and other jurisdictions. We compare favorably to other Hennepin County cities with populations of 10,000 or more when looking at taxes on a $1 million business. The same holds true when looking at taxes on a $300,000 home. This chart shows how Plymouth tax rate compares to other Hennepin County cities with populations of more than 45,000. For years, Plymouth has been in friendly competition with Edina for lowest tax rate. In fact, just last week we received the new 2017 data that shows Plymouth now has the lowest tax rate. We also beat them in hockey, high school hockey too. Talk about that later. So while we work hard to keep our tax rate low, it's important to note that the tax rate is not our sole focus. Yes, we practice prudent financial management, but both the City Council and staff also recognize that Plymouth's quality of life is what has helped our community thrive and grow. We are committed to offering an excellent value to taxpayers as we provide the quality services, amenities, and infrastructure that Plymouth residents and businesses expect. This graph shows tax rate history. Again, you can see Plymouth and Edina have consistently been the lowest. The city does 10-year financial forecasting to ensure that we focus on the long view when it comes to our financial health and not just a single year. And finally, the City of Plymouth holds the highest bond ratings possible from 2 rating agencies, Moody's Investor Service and Standard & Poor's. Plymouth is one of about a dozen Minnesota cities to hold this distinction. So as you can see, news has been positive for Plymouth, and we will continue to work each day to ensure our community's future success. So always know that we're here to help you thrive and be a great part of our community. So thanks again, and I hope you guys all have a great day.